All right. So, welcome to Real Tech Talk, AI across the industries. Our title today is Shining Brighter, How Plug Lightbulb is Transforming Electrical and Lighting Services with Innovation. I am your host, Stephanie, and I'm here with Matthew Timler, the owner and operator of Plug Lightbulb Electrical Services. And we're here just to learn about you, your company, your story, and how you are bringing innovation into your business practices to help simplify, but also maximize revenue. So thank you for joining us today, Matthew.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
It's an honor and
An honor.
appreciate the opportunity.
I'd love to hear about your story, your role in the company, and just kind of how everything came about. Like I mentioned earlier, when we had a quick chat, that your website, it's phenomenal. I can imagine how much traffic it draws. And I'd love to just learn more about your business in the Green Bay community, especially.
So would you like me to go? Would you like me sort of back in the business with people internal to the business? I'm willing to go as deep as you have interest level.
This is your podcast, so whatever you feel is vital, for you and your story to get out, because hopefully, this will go to listeners that will be future customers of yours. So please share whatever you're most comfortable with and what you feel is valuable.
Yeah.
So,
think if you go back to like very youngest years of my life, I had a lot of exposure to business owner, the old owner, contractor that I used to work for, as well as my father's work for. And I always wanted to be a business owner, but I always said being like suit and tie, like owning restaurants or something like what I saw business ownership be. Like every angle I was kind of catered towards it. I wanted to have like efficiency, improvements, like what it kind of entailed, job costs, and a good understanding of things. Yes, my work ethic itself probably when I was about 12. My dad forced me to work on it. He was like, "Hey, I want you to have good perception of like that way appreciate it further on in your life." And at that same time, that's around the same time that I had lost my first grandparent to cancer. So that's when it had been kind of very much instilled on me. I had lost one sooner than that, but the breast cancer, my grandma, that would be a lot closer kind of when I was on the bar itself. Fast forward to about 15. I had always had working because of that work ethic that was instilled in me, and so I had my mom in summer with a contractor my father worked for, and I under him, like a division. I got hired in the division. So I spent the next summer learning the low voltage side of the electrical industry.
Okay.
And I enjoyed it. I thought it was intriguing. But as I grew and like later on, I wanted to get exposed to all different facets. So like I said, I wanted to kind of know like what was in the industry, what I could learn from the industry. And I was intrigued. I wasn't totally sold on it yet. So senior year, I had work leave. And I was doing prefabrication and like new commercial construction. And then I decided like, hey, I do probably want to own a business sometime in college. And I kind of changed my major back and forth a bunch of times. I'm like, what I wanted to emphasize in. I went in there like originally thinking human psychology, and then like I kind of was all over it. I just made up my mind. So after that, I decided, hey, this is a lot of money to spend to go to college when I could just do an apprenticeship, and then I could have an associate's degree at the end of it, and then I could just go get my emphasis on whatever I wanted. So my focus became, hey, I'm going to go get my journeyman, so I'll have a fallback. At this point, like I didn't really have a love for electricity. I was intrigued by it. I thought it was kind of cool, and I enjoyed working with my hands, but I didn't quite have a good understanding of it. So I then enrolled myself in school, and I started to become part of the apprenticeship program. And that's like when I fell in love. That's when all of a sudden math and science of it like started to make sense. It was no longer pulling wires to me. It was like an intricate process, and I was like manipulating magnetic fields and like I started to get a more in-depth understanding, and then like this fire ignited inside of me. I became like extremely hungry, and I was very driven. I'd be like at work, and then I'd go home and YouTube things, or like I'd go to Radio Shack at the time when it was like still open, and I would like get breadboards and like try to piece things together and figure out how things were actually built. And I just like accelerated my career path. So I went from like being very baseline helper apprentice level to being right next to the people that were my mentors within about a year and a half time, to like in a 2.5 years time, I was all of a sudden teaching them and mentoring them, and I just did accelerate my entire career. So, and I had enough from doing it from when I was 15 to this point. I had enough hours accumulated that I could go take my journeyman's and my master's in that time frame. So like at a young age, I actually missed being the youngest master in the state by 6 months, and I had no idea like at the time that was even a thing. And I actually had the pleasure. I'm digressing a little bit. I had the pleasure of mentoring the youngest master now to date in the state of Wisconsin. And he no longer works for a really large organization and is like a project manager over there now. And I'm super proud of him. It's been a really cool experience. Anyways, I didn't know everything. I found it out after. That's always a goal of mine after owning a business that I could be part of this in the state. And it was awesome that I actually got to be a part of that. But where things kind of turned for me was I had my first kid, and it was kind of Thanksgiving of the first. So my son was born on November 15th, and obviously Thanksgiving shortly after that. And I was kind of the yes man at the company that I'd always been a part of. And I went to them and was like, hey, I really just I want this Thanksgiving off. And they're like, well, we kind of believe on our general shutdown, so like, we can't have you have off. You have to be here, and we need you to work Thanksgiving. And so like that's when I started looking. When all of a sudden I had dedicated a lot of my time and effort, and I was extremely loyal and respectful to the company, and I felt like I got slapped in the face. And that's kind of a pivotal moment where I said, you know what, I'm not going to allow this to happen to me ever again. So simultaneously, I started looking, and I opened an LLC in the background, and I went through the entire process of opening a business. I then in the application process was extremely transparent with electrical contractors. They're like, you can use me as a valuable asset, but I will not work any 30 hours a week for you. You can use me to train younger staff to bring them up. You can lean on me as an asset, but I will not run jobs. Like, I don't want to bring stress away because I do want to do side work. I'll never moonlight. I won't steal your customers. If they're too big, I'll push them to you. But just understand, like, if you hire me, I will be doing side work, and it's my priority to build some level of wealth for my family and to have some extra revenue. Fast forward a little bit further, like, so that was 2018. 2020, my second son was on the way, and I was working like anywhere from 80 to like 110-hour work weeks between like my normal job and like owning a business and working after hours and like doing paperwork and everything and marketing. And actually, I have a story about Mark. My wife, you're gonna kill yourself. Just pick one or the other. I'm not sitting around letting you just drown. She's like, you're gonna be doing this. Discommitted to the business, like full fledged. I don't want you. Do it during the day. It's probably like 60 to 80 or 100 times. No reason for you to almost not. So I did it, and COVID hit, and I be creative. So what happened was I was mainly residential at that time. And so people were like super stuff of anybody coming in here. So I had a major. I kind of like what was that industry and like where we were. Obviously, there were some overflow hospitals that were being built. So I partnered with that was building entire hospital, and I got contract FEMA to help with these. And I said, yes to the contract prior to knowing anything. And the next thing I know, they had me electrically engineer the hospital. I've never done anything ever in my entire life. Can't do this. And they're like, well, you have your master's, and we'll have our engineer sign off on it. We'll stamp it. You design it. Oh,
all right.
So I was pretty scared. got it taken care of. I designed those 20 patients. And it was actually kind of weird. At the time, my father worked for an electrical company. I knew they were super slow, and I needed like 20 guys. So I got to subcontract guys from the company that I and like, hey, I don't want to be part of that. And I got to bring some of those people and have them start working for me. Then kind of coming out of that, a little bit more stable. And we started doing service commercial work. And it's kind of been like up, down, left and there. A couple big opportunities for expansion. Extremely rapid. Now we're kind of in a contraction stage because of in 21 I experienced overstaffing in the office, and that caused a lot of pain points on customers. So then the opposite and over leveraged us, and now I've had to contract back and like shuffling again, trying to find a happy medium between field staff and not being in your direction. So it's been a pretty chaotic experience, I would say. There's been a lot of rapid growth. No employees to 47, like back to 36 now, and crazy amounts of revenue, crazy customer base, and I don't know. It's been a really cool ride. And some of the things that I have kind of way is like I had a team that all they did was like sit. That's all they did. It was like the marketing. Like good reference AI, and I've found leveraging it so much more done than like most people are capable of just from a couple hours a week leveraging it and staying consistent. So I mean, there's as a business owner, like you learn kind of like all the hats and all that you have to do inside of the business. What actually affects it. Cool story. Funny story. I thought I knew a lot about business, and that's why I named it Plug, because I thought that I would generate a lot higher Plug Lightbulb or electrical. So I figured gathering them together make me go higher. Little did I know that that's 1 to 3% of the algorithm. Actually, it does not mean that much. A lot more of it is built backside of your website, and integrating with other websites, posting. Like there's so many things. They change it. I think it used to be quarterly, and I think probably I don't know, but they changed the leverage points so much that you have to almost use AI or other plugins to be consistently stay ranked once you want to. So marketing things that I did when I was like really cool. Kind of made a standout and make people stay a habit anytime I'm in there. So when I first started out, obviously. And so what I would do is advertising. I would stand inside of like yards, and I would watch people's selections. I would like try to identify what their own projects, and then I would just walk over. And I would just walk them through how to do their home project. And then sometimes they would be like, "You are way more versed in this. I just want to pay you to do this." But then other times I would just like get word of mouth referral. This guy took his time, go out of his way, walk me through how to do my project safe, have me get the right material, drew something on a diagram, and like he made us like money actually get the input. And then sometimes those people would still for a different larger project. So like I found that it was a very and the employees love because they're like, oh, we don't know anything about electrical. They're like, you're hanging around in our aisle, pointing people in the right direction, and now they want to come back to the store because you're sitting here as a valuable asset. So it was a really cool thing that I did that I because I'm like, hey, I'm broke and I don't pay for marketing. I want to figure out a word of customer base. So yeah, I guess I'm just trying to get creative and very. And my structure of like brick and mortar was an office cubicle and like space. And then I got storage units strategically placed to like house overstock material or like the tools that I needed. And that way I try to get my overhead costs down drastically, because like I'd be paying $200 a month for my office space, and then might be spending like $55 to $65 a month for like 2 different storage locations. Virtually almost nothing that I'm paying for brick and mortar or operating system basically. And so it was something that like as I talked to people growing my business, yeah, I never thought of that. I would have reduced my overhead costs. And I was paying $1,500 small space that also had some warehouse that I thought I needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought a lot of stuff options like in the very beginning. I was constantly watching them. So anytime that I saw people like trying to bid off material or even trucks and some trailers, like I got them at a price. So I tried to be extremely about keeping overhead costs down.
No, it's really smart. Yeah, you have quite the impressive fleet. I have your site up here too, because I was admiring it prior to our meeting. And I noticed that you do have quite the fleet, and I love the graphics and the consistency of the brand, the identity. It's nice. It's sharp.
Yeah. It's like I said. I thought of this and this logo. I designed trip to the Dells when we were going for my son's birthday. I just like drew it up on a whim, and then I had like a try and make it more beautiful way that I had drawn it up. Artistic.
You're like, here it is, make it cool.
And then as far as like I was literally doing. I started out green, and I was doing. There's a bunch of floods that happened in 2019, and I was doing a bunch of these jobs, and all of a sudden it dawned. I had to transcribe resumes. I was like, I always wanted to give back. I had started the business of SEO and like still being incognito, and like I want my last name, and like I still wanted to give back to family at some level. So it just dawned on me like the perfect opportunity, and I just pulled the trigger on it.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, when I was doing those jobs, the next thing I know, like the amount of people that called it by almost 100 because they're like you're the only thing that's on block. So like you who you were. So like you.
Yeah,
so, like,
it stands out. It resonates. It's cool.
Yeah. I get texts all throughout like the community. We saw your trial, like the pictures. It stands out all the time.
No, it's very, very clever. I love it. I think it's fantastic. Your branding is phenomenal. I think it's so fun. I love that you were like drew it up the logo and said, "Hey, make this cool." It's clever, but it's got passion and a story behind it. That's one thing I think that's really powerful for sure.
Yeah, it definitely helps. And like, it helps me like what's even crazier about it, like any of that. Like I wish I could say like I planned on bringing in marketing. It just kind of came together. Passionate and like having ideas, and it just kind of halted.
No, I love it. So when it comes to local business growth today, what are some of your biggest challenges you see attracting and maintaining your steady pipeline of your customers? So I know, you resonate with the town because of the pink, but what do you feel in general are struggles and challenges that other companies are facing or that you still face yourself?
I think the overall market and the crunch right now that people are dealing with inflation. It's almost like the COVID era. Like they are unsettled. They're going to be going. They don't exactly know where they want to spend their money. We still have a lot of points of contact. People are just being more careful about what they actually spend money on. And like if we're being honest, a lot of people are willing to just live without things being like I can't tell you how many times you ask them about taking switch, and they're like, oh, it's for 20 years. Don't use that switch. It's not good. Like there are problems that could be happening with that. So I mean, a way that we try is we truly do, like, no matter how many times people call, we still try to get access to the house at some level. And like,
Okay.
I still try to provide a very high level of
what is it?
I want to be giving more than I'm trying to take from you. And how I'm doing that, we provide like a low cost full house estimate, whether it be for like selling your house or just getting any sort of code violations in the house, or
Okay.
like you want to budget for something. We come and we do a deep dive assessment, and we kind of let you know anything and everything that potentially could be wrong, what cost, and that's more introductory foot in the door via contact, and it's a low ticket sale, virtually losing money. But at the end of the day, the retention rate that comes back around is there's a lot more that comes from. So like whether it be work coming back and saying, you know what, 6 months from now, I'm already budgeting for doing this, and just like also gives a sense of giving back to you, because like I'm not coming in trying to tell everybody it's we come in, we identify a level of issues for you. We have the opportunity. We're just right there and then, but like we're not overly pushing.
Okay. No, I like that you lead in with education, and with that you're gaining confidence. It's a good move.
Yeah. Well,
and
it's like it doesn't feel transactional. For me, like for me is like actually giving back and educating people, and like if I get to do that as well as somebody else also, I feel good about it. Good about it as well.
No, that's fair. Leading by enrichment, I like that very much. And again, your branding's there. So for the leads, so how are you approaching this lead generation differently by getting those assessments done? How are you getting those booked? Like, how are you exposing yourself to the market to at least get people to give you a shot to come to their door and give them that education?
So I've always been the type of like flood off. Like I live by the concept of like, do so much work that it's reasonable that you will not have so like it's, and I got that from Alex. So I'm not gonna steal that tagline. Like I heard him say that once, and I was like, that's my life. Like that's literally been my thought. Anyways,
flood it, and we'll figure it out later.
Exactly. Like we haven't been spending a lot on any sort of like marketing or anything like that. I try to keep our ad dollars at zero as of recent. We're in commercial contests through. I do want to go service sector, but I guess there's multiple facets. So I'll start with like the baseline. Organic calls and like so you try to improve your ratio right there by saying, hey, regardless of your business with us, can we come out and do this assessment on the property? If you decide you want us to do take this money that you're spending right now toward future expense, give you some level of discount expenditure on a certain threshold, and that's one lane that we take. Any point of contact, try to get into the try to at least close some sort of small ticket item that we're giving to the customer. It's a transaction, so small, and it has so much more value than what they're actually paying for. That generally it's like a 99%. Like who's gonna say no to this at this given. So for all points instead of just saying anything no. Like a lot of people are going a loss right out the chute, and the philosophy of I learned this. So I did for Cutco. I was like 18. I did it for 10 hours. Number one in the state. And what I learned through that, like closing rate was 95%. And what I would always do was like go with very small ticket items. You try to sit there and try to sell higher ticket items. In my head, no matter what, I was thinking with you buying $14. Who can't afford it? Value of it. Once you're there, I have the opportunity to sell. So like I've always had that behind me, but now I've built also educate. So then the other side, people cold call. Like so, whether it be directly through for more commercial for just going through and like leveraging AI. So like how I would leverage AI, for instance, is I would say, hey, here's my exact location. Please identify for the companies in the surrounding area that are in X amount of revenue and would need to have some maintenance done on your yearly basis. I have it identified. Then I would say, please go on the website and try and find out any sort of what is it called? How are the emails developed?
Okay.
Basically, so like their last name plus initial, and then like it's at this, and it would kind of design like, hey, this is how you would identify people. Then I would have it search and please identify the key pieces of these businesses. So then it'll pull it, auto generate how to cold call, and you just send out X amount, and eventually conversion. As long as your email template is designed through AI is and it's going to get some level of back tested, and you're gonna have to come back. Then the other realm with like social media. I push things, TikTok, Snapchat. I'm just flooding the market with videos, which is like content creation, like training and teaching people DIY things or in-depth electrical things, or if I'm like physically something like on the TikTok shop, or if I'm like doing a day in the life of electrician, or like flood it with everything. Like I said, reasonable amount of anything, like whether it's content or touch points of contact, like you're gonna have some list.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are some common pitfalls that you feel that you deal with to traditional marketing that you've learned from? What are things that you tried that didn't work and stick that you had to pivot from?
So I would say number one was like advertising directly based on keywords, because like I've seen a lot of proprietary like private money buying up smaller businesses coming into the marketplace. If you're not marketing, monitoring it, and you're just throwing money at the wall, trying to convert on a certain level, and like you have an open budget. Let's say which has a population of 20,000 people. I've seen a swing of ranked in the top three, like, hey, you have to spend $500 to $13,000. Like, it just depends on how much money tends to come in and who got bought out when. You're not watching it at the right time, and what they're trying to cap. Sorry. What markets are capturing? Like what keywords they're trying to target. It could be a solar company. We do solar, but I'm not gonna compete with private money. Just to they come in and flood the market and drown out as much as possible. And then their philosophy. I do this for 4 to 5 months. Anybody who had a market gone, and now I get to spend way less and have the same outcome. So that's something that I found very dominant in the industry. There's a lot of private money. You get a couple emails a week of private money trying to like purchase us or acquire us.
Wow.
And you want to happen in the community. You watch the exchange, you watch the keywords go way up. Watch them very high. So I think that's one huge thing. And then I think there's other added one of like marketing companies come on with you and they're like, hey, you pay us X amount, we're gonna do XYZ for you, and we'll keep you right. And they virtually own stuff that compounds it more for that any sort of how analytics baseline with you. Then they don't do anything else. So like you'll sit and watch your ranking, but then you're still paying them because they're virtually on the back. I've had that experience. I don't want to have like a based on all marketing companies, but I think all that I fell into this much trust and not fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
I feel like you truly what they're supposed to be, not scared to question them in the moment. I have found is like if I can go do
if I
2
can
hours
go do 2 hours
right before a meeting, and if I can have a lot of the some of the time at least, I can kind of have a conceptual of what's supposed to be in the market. And if their sales teams and I can trip them up, I want to do business with you, because that tells me how qualified you are as a partnership to actually be running my market. If all of a sudden I start tripping you up after 2 hours of research, like that's not something that I want to get. That's like you should be able to do circles. That's like somebody going and studying electrical for 2 hours, coming to me and making me be like, I need to check on that for you. No. So that's always been my advice to people that like if they're thinking about doing marketing, do some research yourself, and then go have conversations. And if you feel like you are as educated or possibly more educated than that marketing team in that room, don't do business.
That's very good advice. I know it's great advice. I think a lot of people, they trust too easy and trust too soon before really understanding what they're investing in, and they don't ask the right questions to find out what kind of return they're going to get on the investment, for sure.
And I feel like it's a very as an entrepreneur, you get overwhelmed. You're wearing so many hats, and you like somebody's like reaching out their hand. I can help you with this. You're like that's actually like that seems like a fair investment. That doesn't seem like it's overly expensive. You trust them and all this. I don't know. As you can tell, I've been burned a couple times by it. So like, I went totally in-house with my entire marketing team, and then with the contraction of like realization of over leverage, I had to get rid of the marketing team interim. But like, I definitely spent so much time inside of that realm that if the wrong people approach me, I know very like I can even companies like Spectrum and like Fox 11 and stuff like they'll send you promises they can do, and I'm like, no, you can't. I know for a fact you cannot do this. They're like, well, let me check. No, you don't need to check. I've been doing this long enough.
You're like, I already know. You can't do it.
I asked the question to see like where your knowledge was, and now I feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. No, that's very true. That's funny. It's such a great point. Great minds. Yeah. Tell us more about what services you provide and who are your ideal clients.
Honestly, my ideal client, pretty much anyone who needs electrical. We do everything all the way across the board. Like, I'm licensed in 17 states, and my goal is to get all 50. Because there's no one individual who's done that. Entities have it. There's no one person out there that's just like been stupid enough to do it. And I was like, I'm gonna try this. I know why now. You suck. I want no part of it. I hit 17 and like on average between law exams and like everything else, you have to get your license in those states. It's gonna cost you anywhere from $500 to $2,000 per state, plus anywhere from 8 to 24 hours per state. And continue just to keep it. So unless it's your full-time job.
Yes, that's a full-time job in itself, just keeping up with your licenses and staying current.
Yeah. So after I hit, now I kind of do it on a need-to basis. I identify with those clients. Like, hey, where do you need my license? Or I'll go re-renew it, or I'll go take. I am yet to fail any. So like, I have a pretty high level of confidence. I've been in the NEC long enough, which is the national electrical code.
Okay.
Business law exams, like states that I feel pretty comfortable identifying where I need to go for that state, particularly I can do it. So that's one thing. We very much try to keep key relationships. That's how I built my entire business. From the very ground level to today's level, with a little bit of confusion. We drifted away from it a little bit when we expanded a lot. But I found the best way. And like what I keep reverting back to key relationships. You take care of people, and you respect, and you get rid of them once they show like immediately. Your people feel better. You feel better as a person. Don't get beat up on cost. they want you to make. You want to take care of them. And it's not a race to the bottom every single time. It's like you're not price gouging. Like they know that, and having mutual level. So I think that's something that's very key to us, and it's been a very pivotal thing for us because like I've watched. What gave me this idea of all relationships is with the other electrical contractors I work for. I watched like the more I took care of it as like a project manager or foreman, like the less they cared about you, more contracts started to hand us. And then like the other ones were like new relationships that like we kept bending over for and would just like beat us up, and then we keep getting beat up with like this carrot getting dangled in front of us, and then we'd be at like margins in the hopes of like, oh, they have these other projects coming up that we might be able to get, and they're treating you like garbage right out the chute, just hang on for the ride. Like for me, I want to surround myself with people that are like-minded, and that's internal and external to the organization. And if people are showing their true colors, let them. Bye.
Yeah.
Like that's. And I feel like it takes a lot. That's way harder stuff than looking at your P&L, your balance sheet. You can be seeing, hey, if I get this contract and I go say yes, it's going to solve a lot of problems. Like sometimes you got to bite the bullet. But I'm telling you, if you bite the bullet now, it's going to go way better now than it is. That's. I feel like something that we live by. And we struggle with it. I'm not gonna lie. You get enough people.
It's not always perfect.
Yeah, it's like the bigger you get, the bigger the problems get, and then like the more people you delegate it down, they want to prove themselves. Okay, no relationships are clean. They're like, but there's a carrot. It's like don't fall for the carrot. So.
Don't go for the bait. Well, that kind of goes right into my next question. So as you grow, you get more headaches, right? So how are you leveraging technology or automation to connect with customers without constantly increasing like your ad spend in your business? With these bigger headaches and growth that you're incurring, how are you leveraging technology and that to help streamline your business?
So for me, there's like a lot of ways that I do. I try to integrate it as much as I can. Obviously, we want to be experts in the field, and if you're going to utilize AI, you want to trust but verify. You don't want to be like. You want to use it for as much as possible, but you also want to be double checked. So like a huge thing that I use it for, so I don't have to constantly is like I have a search like for anything that's going to put reliability. And I'll do is I'll take a state statute that I like doing work. I'll dump it in there. I'll say this is the state that I'm doing work in. Here's the statutes, outline, highlight, identify anything inside that's violating this, or is putting me in any sort of jeopardized position. Like what the repercussions are, what I need to put inside of my contract itself to protect me, and that way I pre-build the entire contract and I send it over to my lawyer and say, hey, so like I pay him for 30 minutes instead of can you spend the next couple of hours drafting a contract for me? He's probably doing the same thing that I do. So like that's one. I also started using it for estimate. So like I have an estimator. I have a full-time estimator. But I found if you leverage AI, I learned all this. It's called coursive. So like I actually went through I went through all of them, and I just learned everything about every AI and like what I use it for and what I shouldn't use it for. So I started to get like, right, can I use it for this? So like I will use it for like take. I'll dump in a PDF, and I'll like zoom in and snapshot things. Like I need a total count of this light fixture type. I need like a legend put over here. Instead of me having to go through them all for estimating, they'll automatically do it. Back tested it like 15 to 20 times. It's still yet to fail. But you have to be specific. So like if I don't snapshot and like clearly say this is what I want. Then I just say it's showing this legend. Do the P2 light fixture wrong because it's like this is the P2 fixture. That's just like one example. You figure out over time, and then you can leverage the heck out of it. Because like I even have all the cost assessments. So like after I do that, I can say okay, based on this travel footage, please give me an estimate. And this is, I don't do this every time. Generally, I'll do this for something that we already have a good baseline on. So I know it's also long. And I just want to break out the generalized number, but I have found that extremely accurate, and you can be marginal difference to like do a 20-hour takeoff, go do it in about an hour with AI, and like you're within a percent.
Wow.
It's pretty insane. But you need to have to build the baseline. That's behind it, and you have to get it and you have to take the time. Back end. So I would say that's one. I mean, there's another app like auto read my email, like semi summarize. And then I have another sales team that goes out there and hold points of contact on a continuous basis. And I can kind of nip it from the back of like how I wanted to do point of contact. Like if we don't get response amount of emails, our template need to be adjusting it accordingly. I don't know. I try to use it everywhere. Any level of technology that like improves efficiency. We're trying. I've been trying to design my own for years.
Okay.
I had a team trying to help me out, and like I kind of gotten like perfection on it, if I'm being honest. But it's because like there's too many companies playing in the same box. I don't have a wide enough base to be able to encapsulate everything as being problems inside of their applications. Then I'm just setting up a direct competitor and not totally disrupt the market. So it's kind of I haven't had the time that I would to put into it. I thought
app development is brutal. People don't realize really how much goes into it and the hours. Yeah. It's not for the lighthearted.
No. And especially like people don't realize. I don't know. It's just like electricians and like lawyers. Like people who are in the app development world or like just in the technology space. They specialize in things. So like if I want 8 guys, they may not know how to do AI, but then they might be good at writing code over here. Maybe they're not good at writing this code. And they're good at C++. And you don't have like 8 individuals that are all specialized in feel like you get them in the same room, and they can all talk to you and understand what you're trying to iterate problems. Maybe it comes across. And I've been through it, tried it. You know what? I'm to change the industry. Making applications problems, and then I was like,
in a perfect world.
Yeah. Well, you think with AI, like mitigate some of that, but still be control blocks.
Yes, there always is, and it's finding AI. I mean, we are in the AI boom. I mean, this is the next gold rush, and so with the little things that you started plugging in, would you say you just started using these tools this year?
Yeah, I'd say I've always used some level of AI since GPT first came out. But you're like more cautious. This came out. You're like, what information can I give to it? You soon realize all the things after dabbling in marketing. A lot of information out there.
It learns you. The more you feed it, just like your employees and your children, the more they adapt and grow.
Yep.
So what would you say is kind of like by using AI, and you're obviously using it to enrich your pipelines in your business, what do you feel like this is going to do for you in the next few years? Where do you see taking AI and plugging even more in your business? I mean, you mentioned kind of like the sales side, you got the AI receptionist kind of working for email, as well as sounds like some of your phone calls. What are things that if like you would be ideal if you could get your hands on it and plug it into your business? What would that look like?
Something that I've heard that I will immediately jump on top of the second it comes out. Is there's been talk master electrician AI integrated, bro. And I would jump all over that. Simply for the fact of like, I feel like it would come with a lot of different bonuses would help on the
would
back
help
end,
on the back
where
end,
we kind
where we
of
kind of
create seamless
create
processes
seamless
because I have
processes
created
because
a
I
lot of
have created a lot of
processes for like
processes
picture
for like
taking,
picture taking, note taking, like
forms just to fill out
forms
the
just to
customer
fill
side
out
of
the
things, as
customer
well
side of
as like
things, as well
tracking
as like
our own
tracking our
progress.
own progress.
And like it would
And
do
like
that
it
automated,
would do that automated,
even if it was a valuable
even if it was a
asset,
valuable asset,
so that other people
so
didn't
that
need to
other
do
people
these
didn't
forms
need
and
to do these
physically
forms,
taking pictures, and then
taking
like
pictures, and then like
the
assisting with
more
the
cumbersome
more
tasks,
cumbersome tasks, not even like
taking the place
taking the place
entirely of a full
entirely of a
electrician.
full
But
electrician. But
I think
I
there's a
think there's a
shortage,
shortage,
and there is
and
something
there
really
is
to be
something
said
really to be
about
said
the work
about
ethic
the work
overall
ethic overall
of
of
people
the
coming in.
people coming
And
in.
like this was
And like this
very much
was
shown
very
to
much
me
shown to me
because
because
I was working with
I
my
was
son
working with my son.
directly. Like he's 8,
He's 8,
and I realized I
and
was
I
taking
realized I
time to
was
like show
taking
him a
time to like
task, and
show
I was
him a
breaking
task,
it
and I was
down, and
breaking
like
it down, and
I
like
had to
I
be
had
very
to
much
be
on
very
him,
much on him, like
teaching him
teaching
every
him
little
every
intricate
little
thing
intricate
about it,
thing
like
about it,
how to
like
hold the
how to
screwdriver,
hold the screwdriver,
how to
how
place
to
it, like where to
place
hold
it,
the
like
brush,
where to
which
hold the
way to
brush,
turn
and
it.
which
Like
way to turn it. Like
a lot of that gets
a
taken
lot
for
of that gets
granted.
taken for granted.
And I think what
And I
happened
think what
was
happened
like
was like
people stopped caring
people
so
stopped
much about
caring so
manual
much
labor
about
and like
manual
manual
labor and
tasks,
like
so they
manual
like
tasks,
didn't
so
pass
they
it
like
on
didn't pass it
any
on
level to their
any level
kids.
to their kids.
And so like we
And
have
so
the
like
current
we have the
struggle
current
of
struggle
not only
of
trying to
not
teach
only
them
trying to
electrical
teach them
things, but like
electrical
I have
things,
to
but like I
physically
have to
teach them how
physically
to hold the
teach them how to
screwdriver.
hold the screwdriver.
Like and
Like
it's not just
and
like,
it's not just like
hey, turn it to the right,
turn it
turn
to
it
the
to the
right,
left.
turn
It's
it to
like
the
no,
left.
you need to
Like
hold it
no,
with
you
your
need to hold it
hand
with your
this way.
hand
Like
this way.
you need to think about the
You need to
levers
think
that
about the
you're gonna
levers
have
that
with
you're gonna have
as part of
as
the
part of
shaft,
the
and like
shaft, and like
you need
you
to make
need
sure that
to
like
make
when you're
sure that
pressing
like
it
when you're
here, like
pressing it
you're
here,
gonna
like
adjust
you're
to the
gonna
palm of
adjust to
your
the
hand.
palm of
Like
your
there's a
hand. Like
lot
there's
of
a lot
intricate
of
details that
intricate
like
details that like
they haven't been
they haven't
taught
been
at a
taught
younger
at a
age, so
younger
they haven't
age, so they
developed the
haven't
motor
developed the
skills to
motor
figure out the
skills to figure out the
functionality and almost the
functionality and
physics
almost
behind like
like mechanically
mechanically moving parts and
moving
things.
parts
Like
and things.
they're
Like
just not great with
it's
their
not
hands.
great with their hands.
And not a fault
I
of
feel
their
like the
own.
generations are getting worse. I mean, it's
Yeah.
crazy. Everything, we had YouTube videos to teach us how to do things, but before that, we had manuals that we had to read. They don't realize how different it is now. We didn't have ChatGPT to tell me how to go plug something in.
So and I guess like
where I'm going,
I've had a lot of
I've
hope,
had a
there's
lot of hope,
driven
there's a lot of
like
driven
young
like
individuals,
young
and like
individuals, and like I
have always been really
always been
hopeful
really
in the labor
hopeful
force,
in the labor force,
but in the recent times, like I've just been
like
seeing
I've just
it
been
more
seeing it
and
more
more
and
that it's
more.
not
That
that
it's
maybe
not
that
that maybe
they don't want
they don't want
it. It's just
it.
like
It's just
they're
like
at
they're
such
at
our
such our
deficit
deficit
from the
from the
mechanical
mechanical
skills and
skills and
aptitude
aptitude
that it's taking
that
them
it's
so
taking them
much more
so
time
much more
and it's
time and it's
demotivating them
demotivating them
because they're like,
because
hey,
they're like, hey,
this is like you did this in this
you did
amount of
this
time.
in this
Well,
amount
it's
of time.
like
Well, it's like
from 5 years
from
old,
5 years
like, I
old,
was hoping my dad like wrench on
on
like do stuff because
do
like that
stuff because
intrigued
like
me.
that
Like
intrigued me.
you played video games.
You played video games.
So like
Like
you know how to
you
work the
know how to
toggles
work the
and
toggles
buttons, but
and
like
buttons,
you
but
have
like
zero
you have zero
idea of like what a
idea of
lever
like what a lever
or like how
or
to get
like
your hand
how
in
to
a
get
tight
your hand in a
box,
tight
don't
box,
use
your
your fingers like
fingers like
secure something.
secure
Like,
something. Like
Yeah.
there's a whole
lost skill.
I just started to realize I was banging my head against the wall for like the last year and a half. Like, why are these kids struggling so much? And then like when I was sitting and teaching him and realizing how much time I was investing in just like teaching him basic motor skills on like how to do something, I realized
holy,
none of your parents
have
have
done.
and like it's not
Like
really
it's not really
bashing.
bad.
It's just like that's nobody was brought up.
Nobody was brought up.
There was no importance.
There's no importance level.
And it's kind of been
that's why I'm very like
pro robot because
I'm like
it's gonna know that because input output. Like if I'm telling it to do something, it knows the pressure applied because it's all based on mathematical equations and physics behind it. So it's gonna be able to do it.
Yeah.
I don't really want to replace that. But a valuable asset. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree. I mean, it's kind of also scary in the idea of thinking about like robots coming to replace us, but at the same time, it's enriching business too. Like you said, it's not something that you're going to have to. It's input output. You don't have to sit over them and make sure they're doing it correctly, because now we're guilty. Like we hire someone, go log in and do your training, or we hand a child an iPad to keep them busy instead of getting them building blocks and keep doing their motor skills. Everything's a screen now instead of applied learning.
Yep. Well, and I always Green Bay is a huge paper. And like I've watched it continuously happen like over the last like 16 years. I've watched this cycle of people like get crazy. They're like, I'm gonna go on strike and I'm gonna do this. And it's like virtually push the hand of technology to just start to replace it. Like the second that it becomes a larger stressor for you to be there, then for them to bite the bullet on the multi-million-dollar piece that's gonna replace you. And like, you know what? We've lost $500,000 in the last couple months, and like now we don't have to worry about it. We can run it year round. You've just pushed the hand. Speeding. And I've watched it happen. Whether it be like there used to be 80 people on and then all of a sudden now there's like maintaining the automated equipment, forklifts, or the entire option has been totally replaced because people were like, I'm not getting paid enough, or I don't want to work these. It's like, yep, I can appreciate that, but like understand you're making yourself replaceable.
Yeah, it's a give or take and something always to think about. So
I just don't think that people like in the moment they're like,
No.
I'm uncomfortable and I don't like this. And it's like technology's coming now where like if you don't do what's expected or like what is gonna accelerate end of line business, you're gonna get replaced. It's just plain and simple.
Educate yourself, get yourself in front of it.
Yeah.
So would that be advice that you give other businesses? Like, I mean, what advice would you give to other businesses that are struggling with scaling sustainably?
I think the biggest pieces of advice are know your numbers, stick to a core set of values. Like whatever feels right, make sure that you're doing that 100%. Like I had said before, so much work that reasonable that you succeed. And then I would say like you're referencing integrate technology as much as humanly possible and constantly educate yourself. Because I can tell you the ups and downs of this business and like the highs and lows that you experience, you're not going to get away from. If you're trying to grow a business, like you will never. You're not getting away from. If you want to just build a couple man business and like just be sustained, like I don't think you're going to experience all the highs and lows. The scaling of a business. You probably see it at moderate levels. Mitigate a lot of risk. If you want to scale, know that you're gonna have to constantly learn. You're gonna have to be extremely uncomfortable and placing is like when your whole crashing down, and you're gonna have to get right back to it again. So like don't take your foot off the gas pedal. I've done it multiple times, and every time I do, it's like shoot.
Yes, I can second that one. I understand.
Yeah.
No, thank you for that. No, those are definitely key lessons. You've definitely. When's your book going to come out?
It's funny you say that. I actually am in the process of write one because there's a dark side of my past of like things that I did really and I think I learned a lot of life there, but like I think it would also be very empowering to be like, you can actually turn your life around and like do some. You can contribute to society. You spent a lot of time doing that. So.
No, I love that. I mean, Matthew Timler unplugged.
Thank you for the title.
You're welcome. I think it'll be a good read. It makes you relatable, approachable, and people love real people. And I feel like we sugarcoat. We're behind a facade of social media, living these fake lives. And I think it's really amazing that you bring rawness still to your everyday operations and who you are, and even just your story of your company and what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that a lot. That's the ultimate dream and goal. I would say one of the largest reasons that I even started this business was like that feeling that I felt, kind of just feeling like a number. All of a sudden, after giving all that life, and I never want anybody to ever fall to this organization. I want to be at scale, to be able to give back, and be able to do that for other people, and never really truly make them feel like, hey, I wanted them to have a home. And what that entails is like it feels like family, but we also hold each other accountable, and we help teach each other and like grow each other. So if I can do that at
If I can do that at scale,
affect people
then
outside of
affect
the
people
business
outside of the business as well too, like that's
all I really
that's
want.
all I really want from.
No, that's huge. Lead by example and create an environment people are happy in, because they'll stick with you through and through and scale with you as you are doing right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I love that. So I know I could talk to you all day. I love everything you're saying, and I love your story. I'm looking forward to the unplugged version of your life and the book coming out. You'll have to keep me tuned in. And then just for our listeners' sake, should you want to publish this podcast, where can you be found and how can they connect you directly?
So I don't. This is horrible.
This is horrible because I post stuff all the time, and like I don't actually have
any of the tags memorized. I have three different TikToks. Two of them primarily for the business. I mean, we have Snapchat, LinkedIn, Facebook, the website. All it can be found inside of the website, though, at plbes.com. Instagram. I'll probably take it in locations and little snippets of it. So that's being honest.
No, I appreciate the honesty. Like I said, you bring that rawness to the everyday. We enjoy that.
Yeah. Well, that's.
That's.
I truly think it's important. We have 5 core values: integrity, consideration, teamwork, perseverance. And I said those so fast. Which one I missed?
You didn't check them all off.
Integrity, perseverance, teamwork, and excellence. That was the one I was missing.
I was trying to help you.
The integrity is like the really big one. In our, I don't know if there's a picture on our website, but like in the break area, outside the conference area, they're painted on the wall with a statement. And like integrity is the biggest one. And that's something that I've always zero tolerance. That's if I can't trust you, then. Like we all make mistakes. We can have hard conversations. There's no reason that I have to start questioning mouth. If you want me to go to bat for a situation, I have to be able to trust that your work coming out. Like, and that's the way that I take care of my people. I will, regardless of customers. Like customers, they're coming at me. I'm gonna start backing my technician or my foreman or whoever's on the job site because of that word. Because it means the most. So if I catch you in a lie, you're probably not here.
I like that, and I second that notion.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Matthew, for your time. I'm sorry, what was that?
I said it just makes everything easier.
It does, and I love that integrity is listed first. And I love the consideration, the perseverance, excellence, and then it's all bounded by teamwork. So I think your message is powerful. Definitely, everyone, go check out the website. I think you'll enjoy it as much as I did. And for all your electrical needs, get a hold of Matthew. His team will be there, and you can't miss them in their bright pink. So thank you so much, Matthew, for your time. I know this concludes our session, and I look forward to chatting with you soon.
Thank you, Stephanie.
I appreciate it.
All right, you take care.
Yeah, you too.